everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another one of our weekly My Dress Up Darling discussion videos. The final one! Oh, it's so upsetting. But today we're going to talk all about episode 12, the big finale. And guess what? Who got a gold star? Stella, guess who got a gold star?
Me!
No, they did! You get a gold star for being a space gyaro. Because Marin is also a gyaro.
This is true.
But they have their gold star.
I did a good job. Praise me.
No. Anyway. Don't think that the gold star thing is over, though, because if you want to get Dress Up Darling one final gold star, you can actually do so by getting this video to 200 likes.
Whoa.
Before next week, because next week I'll be doing a seasonal wrap-up talking about everything in general, like the season as a whole. So if you want to see Dress Up Darling get another gold star and find out who got the most gold stars, and so which series did the best at getting gold stars, we're going to give them like a final big award, kind of like Mario Party. You know how you get all the stars in Mario Party? It's going to be like that in the big finale, or the big seasonal wrap-up video finale thing. Anyway, My Dress Up Darlings, big finale. Let's talk about it.
Yeah!
Yeah. So fireworks.
Fireworks, yeah.
Very pretty.
Oh my god,
pretty
they
finale.
were so pretty.
Very pretty finale.
Yeah. I'm glad this episode didn't end like Genkan Shoujo Nozaki-kun, where
Oh, screw that ending.
yeah, that like if you guys haven't seen it, then I guess it'd be too bad if we're kind of skipping ahead. But where like finally Sakura like confesses to Nozaki, and then he's like, yes. Like, so I don't remember what he says.
I love the fireworks as well.
I love the fireworks as well. You know, like, because that could have happened, but it didn't happen.
Realistically, I'm like, that is something that I can understand a human being misunderstanding, because all he heard was, I love, right? He heard, I love, and then boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
And he's Nozaki, so he doesn't understand.
Yeah.
Right? So he's like, I also love the fireworks. It's like, oh, you big, beautiful bastard.
Yeah,
just like, because it's hard to be mad at him, right? So it's like,
I'm glad it wasn't like that, though. I'm glad it wasn't like that.
Yeah, they confess and then fireworks, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
It's funny because this show is coming back next season, but it reminded me of the Kaguya-sama season finale of season 1, where there's like a big fireworks show and you almost get the confession, but it doesn't happen.
It doesn't
You're like,
happen.
oh!
Yeah.
Right? Like,
well,
that's very similar.
If they wanted, like, I do believe we're getting a season 2 at some point. Because if we weren't, they'd probably just done the confession.
They would have done the confession, that like they would have gone anime originals, done the confession, right?
Yeah.
Like and on top of that, the way that they end the two reasons why I know for a fact we're getting a season 2. 2 reasons, big ones. 1, the way they end the episode with Marin saying like, we had a really fun time, didn't we?
Yeah.
I'll see you later, right? It like, good night, I'll see you later, right? That wasn't just aimed at Gojo. Like, we're gonna talk about, okay, there's layers to storytelling.
She said see you later, but yet they're going back to school.
Yeah.
So she would have said see you tomorrow.
Yeah, so her saying, well, it's because you gotta look at it as, like, storytelling is layers, right?
Yes,
there's what's on the surface and what the characters are doing in their universe, and then what the people behind the series are trying to convey.
Yeah.
Right? Themes and stuff like that. There's layers, multiple layers to the series, right? There's like fanon, canon, all this shit, but like even if you're not looking at fanon stuff, you're just looking at surface level and under the surface. Surface level, it's Marin saying goodnight to Gojo and that she'll see him when she sees him.
Yeah.
But under the surface, that's Marin, the waifu of the possible year, telling her shrimps including me, by the way, including us, that like she'll see us later, right? Like I will, like implying like the people who worked on the show. It's almost like the people who worked on the show are speaking through Marin, saying, "Hey, we'll see you later."
Yeah. Well, not to mention like Gramps said also like see you later.
Gramps said we'll see you later, and I was like, why are they putting so much emphasis on Gramps saying goodbye to Gojo? Like I was like, what's happening? And then I'm like, and you're like, it's the finale. I'm like, oh right, yeah.
Yeah, nothing bad's gonna. They're not gonna pull like, oh, Gramps died in the last episode. Like,
yeah, they're not gonna do that.
This is not like Attack on Titan. Like,
yeah,
I mean, I don't know if anyone dies in the last chapter or episode of Attack on Titan, but I'm just saying in general, like this isn't.
Yeah, we won't know for another week. Yeah, sucks. But yeah.
Yeah, but the fireworks were so pretty. I thought it was hilarious that Marin was like, "Can we get this? Let's candy apple. Oh, this thing. Oh, this thing. Oh, this thing. This thing. This like that would definitely be me.
That's funny. Yeah. There's definitely truth in that.
I'd be like, I want this, I want this, I want that. Food.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. So throughout these videos that we've had Stella join us, which I think has been pretty much the entire way.
Yeah, I've been in every video.
Yeah, every video. I'm the one who cuts you off.
Yeah.
This is the first time in the entirety of these videos, or I believe you just cut me off. Because I wasn't done with my point. It happened! It happened! Finally! I'm not the one who cuts someone off! Let's go! Anyway, to wrap up my point, you can't see it, but Stella's turned her chair away from me. Okay, to wrap up my point, right? So Marin saying goodbye, right? Mm-hmm. But also the second reason why I know we're getting a season 2. This show is so popular, it outranked Demon Slayer and Titan while all 3 were airing. Mm-hmm. It outranked them in many different polls, like not just the one poll that we always go, not just anime trending, but like multiple polls. Like it constantly outpaced Titan and Demon Slayer, the series that outsold One Piece, right? Yeah. So it's like that's to me, like that's crazy to me.
That's pretty crazy.
So there's no shot, and you know Cloverworks is watching those, right? Like you know Cloverworks is paying attention to the fan community and knows how popular the series is.
Yeah.
There's no way, especially after Cloverworks has had kind of a not so great year last year. Mm-hmm. Like you know they're gonna be putting a lot of emphasis on.
Like how many times have we seen a season 2 for a show that really wasn't actually that popular?
Yeah, exactly. Right? So it's like this is gonna get a season 2.
No way.
It's too popular. It's almost like it's too successful to fail now, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So we're definitely getting a season 2. I wasn't even really, like, normally I'd be kind of, a lot of my favorites tend to be sort of shows that fly under the radar.
Yeah.
So I'm always bummed out by the time we get to the end of a season, I'm like, we're definitely not getting a season 2.
Yep.
Right? Like, there's a few shows that I could think of that I wish would get a season 2 that never did.
None of my shows ever get season 2, so it's okay.
Well, this one's gonna.
Well, this one's gonna. Yeah, this
one will.
Gonna, but
because
like,
it's too popular at this point to not get
the
a
amount
second season.
of Marin fan art I have seen on my timeline.
The amount of Marin, other word that I can't say if I don't want to get demonetized, starts with P.
Oh.
The amount of that I've seen is also very telling.
You mean a chicken tie?
Yeah, a Gientai. The amount
chicken
of
tie.
Yeah, a chicken tie.
A chicken tie.
Yeah, amount. Yeah.
Yeah,
the amount of
not
yeah.
rooster.
Yeah, and it's great, by the way.
Yeah.
If you were curious, but yeah, said the ace boy. But like, yeah, there is a lot of it, right? And I know that's a weird thing to be like, oh, there's a lot of Gientai of Marin, right? The thing is, I'm not gonna lie, that pushes sales because people would be like, who's that character if they've never seen the show?
It's true.
Which is weird that the anime community works like that.
And then you learn about her personality and how wonderful it is.
Exactly. Well, like, think about how many people, like, okay, I don't think you're gonna necessarily relate to this, but
Probably
I know a lot of dudes will be like, oh, I know that character from a Dojin, right? Like, when they watch a show that gets animated, right? They're like a new anime, they're like, oh, I recognize her. From where? I don't want to tell you where. Right, like that happens.
That has never happened to me.
That happens a lot, right? Like that's even happened to me, right? Yeah. Like, and I'm Captain Ace, right? Yep. So if it's happened to me on like the off chances where I am feeling a wee bit frisky, like that happens to a lot of dudes.
Yeah. I mean, I believe it. Yeah. I've never experienced that. The only thing I've ever experienced Dojin wise was the full moon mangaka creating her own Dojin of 2 characters that she created and making them bang. Like,
do you think the Dress Up Darling mangaka will make Gojo and Marin bang?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Because I was like, do you think if they could do that, they would?
Probably. I mean, to be fair, like, I guess I sometimes it happens.
There actually is. This is like I'll get us back on topic in a second, but I do want to say that there actually is like this could be an entire video. Like maybe we pulled in like Dakota or something, where like mangaka who have actually drawn like Gientai of their own series, because that happens more than you think.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like it is their own characters, and like,
yeah.
Well, like Arina Tenomura, who did the Dojin of her own characters.
Yeah.
Right. She even says in the Dojin, like, this could be canon if you want it to be, but it doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
Like that's like, and that's what I mean, right? Like a lot of Dojin is that, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like it's sort of like a lot of like when the mangaka create their own Dojin of their own series, it's like it could be considered canon because it's by them, but it's also like sort of up in the air.
Yeah.
Anyway, to get back on track.
Yes.
Marin would love that conversation.
Oh, absolutely.
Marin would totally love that.
but like one thing
that
I was surprised by was actually Marin's yukata.
Yeah.
It was a little like she looked great. I will stress that. She looked great.
I you saw me. I literally like fell back on the couch because I was like, holy my god.
He's never given me that.
That is not true. That is not true.
I'm being outplayed by another Kyaru. I don't like it. Anyways, like it was a little it wasn't very colorful. Like I thought Marin would have had something a little bit more like colorful, a little bit more like edgy, I guess. Not like edgy, but like
Galish.
Yeah, and the thing is with yukata, a lot of like, especially nowadays, yukata is becoming a lot more so something I learned is that with yukatas is that they are becoming more like the patterns become more fun and playful and stuff because the younger generation is pushing it's making it more fashionable.
Yeah.
Right? So yukatas don't go out of fashion.
Yeah, it's bringing in an old style with
a new twist. Yeah, exactly. So I was surprised to see such a just a black yukata with like this like purple like.
Yeah, it was like the purple. I forget what you call it. Obi. Yeah. Like it was very cute. Like I liked it, but it was very. It was very like traditional. Very.
Yeah, like toned down. I was expecting something a little bit more colorful.
Yeah, I do love that she notices that Gojo like gets flustered. She's like, yes. Right?
I love that. She's like, oh, you can see the nape of my neck, and then
he like looks the other way,
and then she's like, oh, I got him.
Yeah.
I got him.
Well, when she's walking and he turns, and then she like moves into the direction he's looking. Right? It's super super cute.
And but she's like, look at my neck.
Look at the neck.
Look at the neck.
A little bit of listen. I've said this before. A little bit of exposed shoulder.
Yeah.
Right. A little bit of neck.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it works. It does work. I can't explain it. It just works. So Marin, she knows what Gojo wants. She's going after him.
She knows. She absolutely knows.
Yeah.
Okay, but like I guess that was most of the episode except for the very end. Right? Oh no! They also went to the pool.
The pool scene was cute.
I
made the joke that I'm like, when she wasn't coming back up, I was like, it'd be amazing if Haru just showed up.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like if Haru or Makoto showed up and it turns out that this was like connected to Iwatobi Swim Club. Right? Like they just show up and it's like them as they would be now. So it's Makoto, like Makoto's like teaching at the Iwatobi Swim Club, not the school, so he just shows up at the school by accident, maybe to drop off a kid or something like that. He's like, "Hi, I'm Makoto Tachibana. I'm captain. I'm like the head coach of the Iwatobi Swim Club. Nice to meet you."
I mean, they would be in this universe. They would be like.
They would be.
They'd be like a little younger than us.
They'd be
in their mid-20s.
Mid-20s. Yeah. So Makoto would likely be a teacher already at that point because he's trying to be a teacher, right? Yeah. So he'd be a teacher. He'd be a teacher, but he'd also be a swim coach, right? Because he was also a swim coach. He was training with Goro Sasuke.
Anyways.
But that's what I thought. I was like, that'd be amazing if it turned out that it was like free. But obviously
we learned Marin can't swim.
Yeah, even though she likes going to the beach, but it's because she likes looking at the water.
Yeah, she likes looking at the water, hanging out, and like just being there. Oh, the other thing, her part-time job.
Oh yeah, she was a model. Okay,
she was a model,
which the show foreshadowed big time in the opening.
Yeah, it is true. They did foreshadow it because she was in all those different outfits. We're like, man, I'm sad we didn't get to see her in all those outfits.
Well, and even like we see like a shot of her in the opening where it's because she looks a little like the art style is a little different to show like these are like model shoots, right?
Yeah.
Like she's in model mode. We do see her in model mode in the opening. Yeah, like and there's somebody taking a picture of her.
Yeah.
Now I thought that was Gojo and her, but it doesn't make sense when you think about it because she's not in cosplay.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, oh, that's like the hint. That's like also she's a model.
She's a model.
Which makes a lot of sense because Marin's like, like she's very pretty. So
yeah, she's gorgeous.
Yeah, so her being a model makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Right? And it's also a job I can see her actually, like, pursuing outside of cosplay. Like,
her
actually being like, you know what, I would make a good model, and, like, just going for it.
It made a lot of sense. It made so much... I'm like, well, what part-time job would Marin have? She's kind of, like, easygoing. She kind of, like, she does what she wants. Like,
I could see her working at, like, a convenience store.
A convenience. She's like, thank you.
Working with Alvin.
Thank you. Yeah, so working with Alvin from Niji Sanji. Like,
it'd be great.
It'd be great. You know, it'd be like, yeah, thank you for coming to Family Mart. Have a nice day. Like, your total will be 510 yen. Thank you.
Well, can't you just see Marin just like
hating her life if she's at the convenience?
Not even hating her life. I could see Marin like working at the convenience, kind of being like, oh my god, you got these? I love these, dude. Like just like being like the clerk that you like to buy from, because they're like, oh, dude, I love these, right? Like that is true. I could see that being Marin.
Yeah.
Like,
but I feel like the modeling thing
makes so much more sense.
It also makes sense for the fact that she just knew how to fucking pose already in cosplay.
JoJo. Pose. JoJo. Pose. Yeah. Like
Eyes of a heaven.
But yeah, like. Yeah. To me, it makes a lot of sense that she's a model. Also, before we get to the thing, I do want to point out that Marin watched a horror movie for the first time.
Yep.
A horror movie. Oh, and finally, I actually get to talk about something.
Oh my god.
I actually have expertise that I can use this time. So, guess what, everybody? When they're watching a horror movie, you might have noticed that the animation looked a little weird. Right? Like, when it showed the girl on the back of the truck.
Yeah.
Right? That's weird. Why does it look like that? Don't worry, I'll tell you. The girl on the back of the truck is literally rotoscoped from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's the ending of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Straight up the ending. Rotoscoped and everything. And I thought it looked great. And then the person revving the chainsaw, that is
the Grudge.
I can't think of her name. She has a name. Like
Sawako
from
Sadako.
Sadako.
I can't remember because
there's a character.
Because there's a character. Kimi Todoke.
Yeah. So Sadako, I believe it's Sadako, but that could be the name of the girl from Kimi no Todoke. But she is the one revving the chainsaw when it's supposed to be Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So now you know what those two references were to. Also, the scene before that, I believe, is a...
Yeah, her name is Sadako. Yeah, Sawako is her actual name, not... Yeah.
So that's two references in one. You get a reference to The Grudge, and you get a reference to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which The Grudge is a Japanese horror film, and it did get a really shitty American remake, but we don't talk about it. And Texas Chainsaw Massacre is one of the most famous American horror films.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
I bet you guys didn't know that I'm a big horror junkie, and that my favorite YouTube channel is Dead Meat. Hi, James. Yep. Anyway, let's
yes, because he'd be watching the Dress Up Darling videos.
Yeah, of course he would. Why wouldn't he? He's on vacation. It's fine.
So we get to the very end, and we have like a big after scene credit, after credit scene. I mean. I got that myself.
After credit scene. We get a Marvel moment.
Yeah, I got Marvel
MCU movie.
You mean a Marin moment?
A Marin.
Anyways, they're, Marin's scared for her fucking life because of the horror film, because she decided to watch the second one without Gojo.
Because the first time she watched it with him and could handle it.
Yeah, barely.
But even then, barely.
Yeah. But then she watched it alone. She was scared.
She was a scowl.
She was a scared. Anyways, she then called Gojo, and she was like, Gojo? She's like, look, I watched the movie by myself, and now I'm scared shitless. And he's like, we watched the first one together. And she's like, yeah, but you were here, and it was different. But now I watched it by myself, and I can't stop thinking about it. Like, what if someone comes in and kills me? What if?
It's so funny when she's in the bathtub staring at the mirror, which is from the first movie, right? And she's like, and then the water drops and just yeah, she like screams and runs out. Yeah.
That was hilarious. But she's like, hey, can you just like stay on the phone and like just talk to me? Like, you can even just fall asleep. Like
yeah.
Like,
just stay on the call with me.
There's something like really endearing about just that, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like for us, we're long distance.
We're in the same room now.
We're in the same room right now, but like we're long distance, and you know, like, there are nights where, like, if you're in a long-distance relationship, like, you fall asleep and call, right? And, like, just because it's nice to have somebody else there with you, you know?
Yeah.
And it was kind of a little bit nostalgic for me to watch, at least.
Because you got very,
very emotional.
You got very emotional. But I think it was just because it was the finale.
Okay.
Right?
No, it's not just because of the finale. Because then I didn't cry until she said the 3 words.
Yeah, she said it.
And she said it when he fell asleep.
And it wasn't love with a W.
Love. She literally just goes, I love you.
Yeah,
and
I love you. Yeah, and they're like, Gojo, I love you, right? And it was so genuine, and it was like the fact that like their 2 beds were cut in a way that it looks like they were laying down in the same bed.
Yeah.
Was like, oh, that's so cute. But the idiot fell asleep.
I cried. I mean, I did. I cried. I was crying. I like when she said I love you. I just fucking lost it. I'm like, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah.
And then
meanwhile, it's like, no, I knew that.
And then like it ends and stuff, and I'm still sitting there sobbing, and JoJo turns on the lights, and he's like, were you crying? And I was like, I told you I was crying.
I didn't think you were actually crying.
But I was actually crying.
See, it's funny, because usually I'm the crybaby. I'm the one who cries at, like, the drop of a hat, you know? But for here I'm like, I mean, because to me, it's very nice that she says it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I knew that she liked him already.
Well, I knew that, but it's different when you hear it come out of her mouth.
Yeah.
And she says it to him, even if he was a...
Well, she even said, like, she literally says the words, my dude straight up fell asleep.
My dude, I mean, that's
very Marin speak, right? Like, my dude straight up passed out.
Yep,
yeah, my dude straight up passed out.
Yeah.
What was even the point? Like, she even says, like, why did I even say that?
Yeah.
I think that on some level, like, Gojo probably knows, right? He just doesn't want to admit, because to him it's weird. Like, why would this really cool, popular chick like him? Yeah. Also, the fact that Gojo, like, the thing that got me the most this week, because I called it before they even pointed it out.
What?
Is that if Marin was not around, Gojo would have just been painting Hina dolls in his room during the fireworks.
Yeah.
Right? And I even said it out loud before the show points it out.
Yeah.
Right? And so Gojo, like, looking at the fireworks.
Okay.
And, like just realizing, like, I'm, like, every year for the last few years, I've been alone during these fireworks. Like, every festival I've been by myself. But this year, and he looks over, and it's Marin, and she, like, looks over at him, and I'm like, okay, now kiss.
Now kiss.
And then Marin does a bleh. Yeah, and it's the blue tongue.
I fucking died. I was dying. I was like, that's the kind of shit I would pull.
That's the Marin moment, for sure. Like,
I'd be looking at you, and I'd be like,
bleh. Yeah. So, like, to me, it was very, like, I was, like, that moment meant a lot to me, because I was like, I like that they point out that, because Gojo is, like, probably one of my favorite, like, Gojo's gonna be a hard contender for Best Boy of the Year.
Yeah.
Because, like, we've watched this dude, like, really come into his own and grow as a character, and he's just very sweet. Like, he's definitely, like, still the same boy from episode 1.
Yeah. But
he's had a lot more experience, and he's a lot more self-confident, and he's a lot more willing to join in on these, like, new sort of experiences and stuff like that. So to see him sort of acknowledge that, like, I actually went out this year, and then when Marin says, like, hey, next year I'll try to be a bit more careful.
Yeah.
And Gojo's like, oh,
next year?
Right? And they're like, hey, let's try to hit even more festivals next year. He's like, okay. And then she's like, every festival in the Kanto region. And he's like, huh? Like, have you lost your mind? Kanto, that's what it is. That's Kanto. What?
I thought they said Kano, the Kano region.
It's Kanto.
Like Pokemon?
You know that Kanto is actually a real region, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I was like, are you serious?
I don't know.
Are you checking on your phone right now? Are you serious?
No! Look, I can't know everything. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, that's it. Thanks, by the way, for watching all these Dress Up Darling episodes. I wasn't even going to cover the show.
Yeah, until I was like, you should cover the show. Watch it with me and see how you like it. And then
I ended up loving it. And it's definitely, like, it is, I'd say, of the shows that we've seen this season, it would be, like, it's easily, like, either, if not my second favorite, then my number one. Like, it's between this and Sasaki Miyano. Which is different for me, because you guys know I'm a big shonen guy.
Yeah.
So it's like this was a big surprise, and I appreciate you guys watching this with me and with Stella. And
most importantly, me. This is my channel now.
Alright, Pokemon.
What? No!
Outro! And there you have it, everybody. That is going to wrap it up for today's video. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to boop that up snoot, share if you care, leave a comment down below, and of course, make sure that you hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and set notifications to all. Let all of AnyTube know that you are here. And if you haven't done so already, go ahead and check out our Discord so that you can actually be notified when new videos go up. And of course, you'll also be notified when we're streaming over on the other website that starts with a T. On top of being the best way to get notified for new videos, it's also a good place to discuss with fellow anime fans and stuff like that. So if that sounds cool to you, go ahead and join us over on the Discord, link down in the description. Also linked to the description is our Patreon page, and that, along with the join button right beside the sub button, are great ways to help keep this channel afloat. You will find our Patreon page for as little as $1. You can help keep this channel running. And of course, a big thank you I have to give to our masters of masters, the true legends: Asaki VT, Elizabeth Just Elizabeth, JCran23, Jeremy P, Matt87 Eagle, Shadow Creative, Shiorans, Stephen G, Stevie W, Trapmaster, Trevor W, and Tristan G. Thank you all so much for being so freaking cool. I really love and appreciate all of you guys for your tremendous support of this channel. And if you too would like to have your name shouted out at the end of videos, once again, go check out that Patreon link in the description or hit the join button right beside the sub button. Either way helps out a ton. And that's it for me. So until next time, clean your room. Just trust me, a clean room is a clean mind. Maybe do some Tai Chi. Drink lots of water and brush your teeth. And yeah, have a good day. Bye.